Damn, you're top 50 on tank?
Why I said you don't have to convince me on...
I feel like I'm like hard stuck. Like Masters 5. I don't know how to get out of this place, bro. Oh no, I'm trying to lock in right now because my sports team, I'm trying to win state before I go off to college. It's my last year in high school.
Oh, that'll be fun. Heck yeah.
No, I was gonna ask if I could like join a group and you could like critique my shit.
I pretty much do like a series with that anyway, so you can go to my Twitch and just show my Discord, and I'll do that. EMONGG.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
just let them know you're the one that was a part of like the team, yes, and I will make sure it gets taken care of. All right.
Okay, thanks, Ed. I really appreciate that.
It sounds like a great title for me. Someone in my rank game asked for advice, and then so it's like, let's do it. All right, so today's video, we're going to be watching someone who is currently in Masters 5, but also was in one of my rank games. And at the time, asked for advice and wanted to be able to submit a VOD. And we decided to watch the game back here. So they say, hello, I ran into you climbing rank this morning, and I'm just here to get some advice. I'm trying to improve my skills for the state finals that are coming up for me in April for Overwatch. Hoping to win something before I graduate and move away this May. In this video, you're going to see an Ana who absolutely keeps me alive the whole time and probably is one of the best Anas I've ever seen. This Ana enabled my gameplay. No, okay, anyway. So that part wasn't in there. I'm in this game. Obviously, we've been doing a lot more off-roll, which is kind of how it went there. At the time, they asked me actually, like, in the middle of the game, like, what are, like, some things they can improve on? I'm like, I'll be honest with you, like, obviously there's a lot happening. I'm like, one thing you do is you get too aggressive sometimes. You overextend. Their response at the time was, he was like, oh yeah, my coach tells me the same thing. So there's a good chance we'll be able to find out what happens. I already know how this game goes, but I watching it from a different point of view can kind of give me an understanding on a lot of the stuff to begin with. So, all right, sound good? Everything's fine. I'm still fine with that play. That's totally fine. So far, the right idea across the board. You go in aggressive, and then, yeah. Backline pressure, all that's fine. So far, so good. Don't take too much damage. I mean, clearly when you got an honest support and you like this, though, you're going to constantly go back and forth and do that, right, chat? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, I'm just... So, this is where I can be helpful already. I love what you're doing going for the back line. I love what you were doing there. So where are the heals? I mean, clearly this on is just super accurate. But no, like, I loved what you were doing. But there's also a time in where you need to understand, like, okay, I've been here for too long. So mechanically, great play. Going for the backline pressure, great play. Flying out in time before, all of that's great. At a certain point, though, you have to think about a lot of your teammates' cooldowns have probably been expended at this point. So one of the things that you can do, right? Like, one of the things that you can do is back up earlier and go to these spots. So rather than have 87 HP because you overextend after a certain point, like, remember that your teammates are also going to be having pressure. So just to show you the point of view here, and this is even, we'll look from the honest point of view because they're just unreal good. Like, you can see that, like, there's not much map control anymore. The map control is lost even before this. So while we all want to help the diva, the problem is that the rest of the team is going to start taking pressure now. This is what's going on, right? Ash is over here. I don't know what's going on. Is Ash... What is that? Like, is that Ash's hat? Or is that like a... okay. Is that like a lily pad? Like, what the... Okay. Anyway, so we're going to head back here and watch out. That's the thing. And I don't remember if I called this, but I might have called that I'm not going to be able to heal during this. And the point being is I want you to see where everybody's ended up at, right? So this is why mechanically you're making a lot of really good plays. And I think it's really good. But you have to just remember that you need to back up before you get to this point, right? If you watch a lot of the pro play, especially, the tanks are really good at going in and creating the space, which you've done a good job of. But at a certain point, they go, oh no, we've lost contain. Let me back up. I want you to take a look at, like for example, like even here, I'm at 96% on nano. Imagine how much differently this team fight can go if you can survive with your mech when we're forced to back out. And the reason why we're forced to back out is look at this. This is what they see. We have to back away. So just next time, try to get back a little bit sooner. and then I can keep you alive at that point, or whoever's on support, and then you'll be in a much better spot, especially when we have Nano coming, right? Does that make sense? No one flamed anybody. They were like, hey, I would love some advice. So I'm doing that. Their comms are really good in game. Really good comms. Fine with that for now. Yep. Now, I want to point this out, okay? Because this is where I remember this moment, and this is the reason why we both support Alted, is because, once again, you're playing really aggressive. So far, when the tone set, like the way that you've set the tone is that you play very aggressive, right? So in our mind, we're like, okay, we need to like nano you because you haven't backed up a ton. That's why I want you to get in the mindset of, I get a kill, let's just get out for a second. Because once you have numbers, the most important thing is that numbers advantage, right? And then I can nano you if you want, and you can go in. But this early in the game, we're like, we saw what we previously saw, where you were kind of all over the place. Did my internet go out? Oh, just a new bug? Oh, okay. In your defense, looking at that back, by the way, it looks like you did try to back up a little bit, and then we both double nanoed. So maybe next time we all just have better comms on that one, based off of what I'm seeing. Play you have here. I call this an alt timing. I want you to look at where the tree's at. If you really wanted to go for an out play, you have a safe play here. You alt over the top, right? It can force them in, and then you can also, as you're disengaged now, you can use like your momentum to fly backwards so you can safely disengage the Zarya. Worst comes to worst with this play, the Zarya grabs you, and I'll take that trade any day of the week right now, especially with what their ult pool's looking like. All right? Yep. And now you're gonna yep. Do you see why I preferred the other play? Do you see why I prefer the other play? Is because you have more safety, like to go back to your team and help. And the worst case scenario is you end up with your team, right? Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. I actually remember how I died as Ana here. If I recall correctly, I had the reaction time of a sloth, or I didn't notice something. Damn it! Again. Wait for it. Okay, so we already knew what happened there. I mean, it's not that replays aren't working for some people, it's not for everybody. It just has glitches. Good job eating everything there. Love that. Retaking past Zarya is fine. This is good. Good play. Good job. Nice play. Good job. Other day off yesterday was good. Everything was fine there. All right. Great nano by your Ana. I don't know. Your Ana's decision making has been flawless so far. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Just excellent gameplay by your Ana. Really. No, but I actually the call out during this part of the game was I was just like, I'm gonna be aggressive, nano you. That's what we did. I don't remember the exact call outs, but this was a communicated play. The idea was to control the high ground and then buy us some time. If I recall correctly, because I think this is around the time the player asked about some advice. And I said to them, I think this is where I started to notice they overextend a little bit. And where I mentioned, like, yeah, I mean, one thing I've recognized is you overextend. I don't remember if it was this play exactly, but it's going to happen soon. You'll see what I'm talking. Flight control's great. Mechanics are good. Good job. And this is where it goes back to... This is where I want to pause about this, because I feel like it's about recognizing the scenario and overextending. Like, if I just nano you from back here as Ana, and I'm already dead at this point, right? Like, they've already cleared us out on this way, but we all feel obligated to push in, right? So that's why, like, sometimes, like, be like happy with the map control that you've created. Like, that's basically what you got to look at, is like, be happy with the map control that you've created. Now we wait a little bit here for the next step, and then we can help you out again by going in with the next play. But if this team fight keeps going and going and going and going and going, this is usually what happens, especially with what they have available and what they want to do. So what we want to do is we want to force them to ult here. Like, we want to force them to ult here. Like, we may not win this team fight, but look at their ult pool. We want at least 2 of these ultimates just out of there. Maybe they use them here. I already forgot. But, like, this is why overextending sometimes can lead to tougher results. Now, once again, if you're in a match with your teammates and you're trying to communicate, like, you know, how do you want to do this, etc., like, that's a little bit different. But in a ranked game especially, where, like, you overextend a lot, and like, even there, like, I would have rather just see you just die in the cart type of scenario, because, like, you try to get out there, we weren't able to get to you, etc. You just got to be wary of those plays, of just the overextension. And it's not... It's good to be aggressive, it's just knowing when to back up. And I think right now, the timing on your aggression is good until it isn't. Does that make sense? And that just means that you just need to learn to readjust your timings a little bit better across the board. And that's normal. I mean, you can watch me play D.Va in Top 500, and I'll make that same mistake multiple times, and then I'll just try to, like, minimize how much I do it. You're still going to do that sometimes, and sometimes you have to, right? Sometimes you have to feed in. But it's just minimizing how much you actually do it. Yep. Yep. We actually had a pretty good third point here, if I recall, because we started to, like, really communicate our ults and all that. It just wasn't bad at all. Yep. I'll pause. You said ads? I can pause. No problem.
Yeah! Pocket healer! Cooling down.
Yep. Excellent play. Good job with the follow-up on Nano. I don't know if you can tell, chat, but when I play Ana, I am a very I like for my teammates to play aggressive with those plays, so I am constantly, you're getting a Nano, and we're gonna go take some map control, you know? Yep. Nomi, thanks for the 21 months of the tier 1, or Higanomi, thanks for the 21 months of the tier 1. Thank you.
21 months. That's basically 2 years.
There's a Juno wall. I remember this now. I remember this because I think this is where you end up staying too long on this side, and I think we even try to tell you, like, we're not going to be able to heal you at this angle, so just be careful. I think I have to start, if I recall correctly, I need to start rotating the round because we had, like, the sightline heals here. We wanted to play corner, and I think I remember correctly, I have to rotate this way to try to get the heals, but it's too late. It's just about recognizing the situation. The idea of going for the kills here can make sense, but you got to remember, the health pack's already done. So, like, you're already at low HP to begin with. We can't follow up. They just had Life Weaver tree, so some of them might have a little bit of extra HP, as you're seeing here, right? So, just be careful of overextending in this situation. Because at this point, your supports can't see you. Like, look where Juno is. Look where I am, right? I was even over here to begin with. Like, we're in spots that can keep you alive. So, this is about recognizing, okay, they've used a ton of ultimates. The last thing we want to do is overextend, right? At this point, I'd rather see you, like, play here and then fall back. You have escape routes out both ways. This is obviously the more risky way. This is the safe way. But you can come back and we can keep you healed, and we can just play choke here, right? Deny them at the choke. We've already done a good job of denying the time here, right? That's an important part. Now it's about surviving. maybe your vision is you have Diva ult, but once again, I look at this from a, like, the practicality of your Diva ult. Like, in theory, your Diva ult should get no kills here if you use it here, because, like, look how much cover there is around the map. We'll see how it plays out. I kind of forgot, but I think it might get a kill. No, it doesn't. Okay. Point being is like, do you see how it became a lot more difficult for us to be able to help you in that situation? Because you overextend, and then because you overextend, they then Pharah ult you, and we once again just can't keep up with a lot of the damage that's happening to you because they're just running you down. And on top of that, just to kind of make things clear too, as you're like as like you're getting ran down there, we're also taking, you know, damage from the team. So we now have to fall back and just can't heal you in general, and you're going to be stuck getting basically demacked, right? So in that situation, that's where I think where you overextend sometimes, that's one of those moments where like you just overextend a little bit too much and it leads to those results. Now, I think our team, I can't remember if we win this or not, but like it ends up like being a close team fight, but it becomes a way different team fight if you survive that. I'm 90 on Nano, for example, right? So like I would have already had Nano by now. Our Sojourn might have been able to use ult. So you get the Nano here. I think we win this. Yep. Good aim, good play. So mechanics have looked great, by the way. Your movement, like your flight control, like a lot of what you've done has been good. So like I have no problems with that. I just wanted to kind of give you examples of when sometimes you're overextended and what it looks like when you are overextended. I think it's important to kind of like to show you those overextensions because I think you have a lot of really good ideas, and I think this will keep helping you become a better player. This is just a rank match, yes. It just so happened they asked her in this like to give advice. I mean, it could be this game, but I don't think it was. Taking high ground top left, great job. You're doing all the right play here. This is good. Good play. Yep. Good job. Good trades on the Pharah. Everything was good so far. We had a pretty easy first point. I remember this. It was the rest of the point that we struggled on. Good job. There we go. Okay, so this is where we need to start figuring out as a team what we want to do. Now, what I probably should have done at this point was call to give you Nano. I don't remember if I do. I might have been overthinking it. I might have been like not like looking to give you Nano. But if I don't give you Nano here, I think this is the correct play in the long run to get you to go up on high ground and clear this. I think this is where the mistake starts to happen, where we don't really take high ground because we feel like we've already done a good job of taking first point. And sometimes this can happen where you kind of fall into the trap of like, oh, we had a good attack. Okay, let's just play this kind of normal. Everything should be fine. But then like we don't really play it correctly, and it becomes really weird. And then like it just like a lot of different stuff happens at once, right? So you know, we'll continue on to show you what I mean. But yeah. I should Nano you by now. Yep. I think we Nano you about 5 seconds sooner, and this is a way different team fight. I think we gave them too much time to figure out what they wanted to do. Right idea, just bad timing. I don't remember how the comms went for that one, but just reset here. Yep. Now, this is also a timing where we had... Actually, I'm gonna wait. Torrent. Pharah. Good kill. Now regroup. Get a health pack. Get a health pack if it's there. I don't remember if you grabbed it earlier. Zarya used a bubble. They killed our Sojourn. It was still winnable. You can ult in. Yep. Okay, so This is one thing I want to point out here, because I think this is a team effort where we all didn't get on the high ground with you. And I think I actually said, like, oh yeah, we all couldn't get up on the high ground, so there's a time in here. But I also want you to, like, if I was D.Va in that situation, what I would have done, I actually would have ulted early the moment I saw the first bubble. So what I mean by that is the moment you saw the Zarya bubble, don't be afraid once again to kind of ult over like this, because look what their position right now, right? So if you ult this correctly, either you force them down and they can't be with the team for a little bit, or you get a free kill. Sometimes you need to make that really quick adjustment. If you see, right? Like the Zarya used the first bubble at that point right in front of you, and they're this far apart from each other, you have a timing to go for an L play. So what you do is, you if you're up there, you go for the L play while also backing up. You also have the perk to give you the extra HP, so you have a little bit more wiggle room on that. So if you're right here, ult up, angle it up a little bit, it will land about here. No one can hide here, no one can hide there. They're either forced into the team or they're forced out, and then there's a Juno ult to go with. Instead, it got really scuffed and we weren't able to do that, but I want to just point out you have a reactionary ult there that you can do, so look for that play a little bit more, because that's the second time I think where we've watched you kind of use your ult that way, where like you had opportunity to go for this aggressive, like kind of safe play, and both times you opted for this. So, you know what I mean? You kind of opted for, like, waiting as long as possible. Once again, you did take a lot of damage, though, so it's also just a timing, right? Is that where I slept the Farah in spawn? Yep, there we go. I don't know why. The Farah just flew into me. I just got a free sleep. They went for, like, an ult or something. It was I don't know what it was. Okay, so this is perfect, because I want to show you what's happening here, because I run into this issue sometimes on D.Va, and here's the problem, right? Is as D.Va, you can't really, if the Zarya's contesting this high ground, you can't really do anything about that. So you're defaulting to try to take this high ground, which, don't get me wrong, as a team, like, I don't know what this Ana is doing here, but as a team, like, we should be trying to take red. The reason why I call it red is because these buildings are red and blue. You can see it, see? So, like, if you can't really deal with like this high ground because of the Zarya, let's at least get opportunity to go up here and take this angle. What this does is it forces bubbles out, or the Zarya has to drop down and go for like the back line. Now, obviously, I'm a little bit out of position here, so I can get a free kill on me. Sojourn's up here, but look at where we are in the map right now. And what I mean by that is we're kind of set up to be able to help you. So at this point, rather than kind of overfeed in and kind of make these aggressive plays, what I think would be the better overall play is to basically take away blue and then not overfeed into red here, right? So I want us to kind of get in the habit of, like, recognizing that D.Va can be really good here, but you also need to recognize that this Zarya is very aggressive against you, right? They're going to be very aggressive the way they're going to play. So just stray away from the Zarya. Like, make that Zarya have to go into the back line, right? Like, make that Zarya, like, go into, like, the back line and make that aggressive play, because at that point, we can probably deal with the Zarya, especially on second point Hollywood. This isn't, you know, second point King's Row, third point King's Row, where, like, a Zarya can just run wild there. There's a lot of cover, there's a lot of timing. And yes, so basically this player had asked me mid-game if I could give them some advice, and I said, like, I can see one thing, but I didn't want to, like, I'll give it a better look when I had time. And yeah, today we're settling down watching that, so. Okay, so this is where I remember this. This is kind of where we start to talk about, should we take, holy crap, where we talk about taking the high ground, and you can see that we have two players on the same page. Whose problem is this? This is a team effort. All of us. Our Zenyatta's back here. What are we doing? Not our Zenyatta. Like, why are we going high ground right now? Right? Our Sojourn is not even in a spot. Why are we going down here, right? Like, all this. Like, this is just we've hit a, we don't know what we want to do yet. What are we doing? We have the right idea, but we need to wait longer. It gets hard to be, like, patient in a ranked game sometimes, like, waiting for this play. But I think we're better off letting our Zenyatta set up and let our Sojourn set up before you and I are trying to engage this. I don't know how this play goes. Oh, I know what happens. I know. Wait a second. I remember this. Okay, I'll be real with you. This is my play call, but I'm going to explain why. Okay? Do I have my perk? I do. I was inspired by some of the OWCS nano gameplay. So I made a play call. Let's go up here and I'm going to nano you. Because I get nanoed too. I don't remember what happens. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let's find out. Actually wasn't a bad play. We got a bunch of ults out. Actually wasn't that bad. That went better than I expected. They just counter-ulted us with a bunch of stuff, but that was a good play. No, it didn't quite work out. We had no ultimates, and I went in there and nanoed a diva. That was perfect. I love that trade. You got tree out. You got grav out. I'll take that any day of the week.
I'm not giving up.
Oh, absolute bias. I think the real note here is, what did we talk about? And I talk about this sometimes when I watch Spectating. And the truth is, right idea, wrong timing. What happens if we wait for our Zenyatta next time on that same play, chat? What happens if we wait on our Zenyatta next time? We Zen ult the grab, we win the team fight, no problem. So once again, this is a reminder to myself, right idea, wrong timing. Be a little bit more patient. Take that extra 10 seconds for our Zenyatta to set up. Go up there, make the same play, boom, we win the game, right? So that's why I want to show, like, even when you have the right idea, it doesn't mean the timing's correct. And that's what that was. So what we do next time is the Diva and I wait. You know, this is on us to wait on the Zenyatta. Help set our Zenyatta up. Go up together. Now we do that. Easy. One bubble used. Don't be afraid to ult now. Good bubble. One more bubble left. This is your time to ult over the top. Just ult over up. I want you, especially in rank, to take a little bit more of risk on these plays. I think, like, obviously, like, if you're in a pro match, it's going to be a little bit different, but, like, this is also one of those situations where it's ranked, right? So you said you want to get better for states, etc., and I'm not sure how, like, the level of play will be, and it's going to be different, right? Your decision making will be a little bit different, but I want you to find opportunity. And once again, when you're watching these players use these bubbles right in front of you, and they're so spread across the map, right? Like, look at the opportunity you have here. If you diva ult this, maybe you might get two. You actually might get two. And that's where, like, I get a lot of, like, random diva ult kills, even in top 500, because of this, where I see a cooldown that was just used in front of me. I'm going to challenge them to make the correct play here. Like, you need to sometimes put the ball, like, into their court of, like, they need to make the correct play now. You've put out an ultimate there that has a little bit of risk reward to it, of course, right? Like, you see, like, the Kitsune and all that. But you're in a spot where you've seen cooldowns used. So let's make them have to make a mistake here, right? They have to make the right play. And if they don't make the right play, you get a free kill. And then that free kill opens up the rest of the map. But you need to find that opportunity. Pro play might be a little bit different at times. You're going to use your mech as more of a survivability tool. But I also can assure you that more than likely you're going to be taking the high ground with your team together. So you see why I'm showing you different, like, outlets of, like, getting better here and improving in general. Because there's a lot of opportunity. Now you wouldn't be able to do the ult, and I'll explain why, chat. Because Kitsune happened, which means all the cooldowns are up quicker, which means all of the things that you got out are already back up again. So you have to do the same rotation again. All right, good job there by the team. Good kill. Good job. Nice job. Wait, you back up. Good job eating this. That Pharaoh went up. Huge nano. Good jump. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would, even though I think your Ana's been playing next to perfect, if not amazing this game, I think your Ana should have prioritized healing your suit there rather than trying to nade the Zarya. Oh, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, your Ana's been lights out this game, so, like, it's just, you know, maybe they were just popping off so hard they just kind of had to go with that play. But I think they should have healed you there. Oh man. First of all, I'll have you know, Chad, this is also the day where I won so many games in a row where we're now top 500 on all rolls, so, ha! But no, I should have healed him there. I love this play by you, top left. Great aggression, great recognition. And that's about, look, that right there was the correct play. That's looking for those type of plays. That was nice. Could have done a better job of sticking with the Sojourn, but I get the hesitation. I don't think I can Nice eat. Excellent eat, by the way. That was great. Good job. I had a nano someone there because I would have died. Oh, that Life Weaver. What a play. I don't even know how we lose this at this point. Do we lose this? No, we win this. Okay. We're good. And there you go. So we did win that game. Okay, I remember now. I thought we lost that one. Either way, I'll take it. Let's go, baby. But yeah, so, you know, to kind of give you the feedback, and I think we played a game after that. That's the game where I accidentally hit beat. I remember it. But I think for you, like, you just got to learn to find your abilities to make plays. Like, you need to be a playmaker the more and more you climb. And you had said that you want to, I think it was talking about, like, getting in the top 500 consistently. And then also, like, you know, you want to get better because you're going to a college team soon, probably. So I think for you, let's look for more, like, playmaking ability. I really saw, like, multiple times where you could have opted for, like, a diva ult play, especially in ranked, that you didn't choose to. You played a little bit too safe at times. And then the flip side of that is that instead of playing safe, you go the polar opposite, where you play too aggressive and you go out of position a lot. So what I want you to understand is this. It's good to play aggressive. It's good to create space. But you also need to know when to back off. Right now, in my opinion, is I think you've done a really good job of understanding that you need to backline pressure. Great job. Excellent playing diva. You have good defense matrix management for the most part. Obviously, sometimes it's random. That I do the same thing. You're doing a great job on that. The next step for you now is recognizing the right timings. And I think when you start to do that, you're going to get a lot better. So when can you diva ult? When should you take high ground control? Help your teammates set up to their spots. Like there was a time and I run into this issue sometimes too in rank, so it's a good reminder for myself. Get your teammates set up. I promise you, your teammates want to help you. When you and I went and made that high ground play, if you and I just waited an extra like 10 seconds and got our Zenyatta in a spot, I think we win that team fight even sooner. Now, obviously, we won the game, but I would love to have an extra minute and a half on third point, and that opens up the door for us, right? So let's work on like setting your teammates up. Things like that are going to make you a much better player. And then on top of that, just be careful of overextending. A kill can be worth it sometimes, but it's the right moments. Did you lose one in a team fight? You need to trade out? Yes. Is there an out of position like support? Yes. Is it a Zarya like on top of a roof and like no one can help you? No, right? So for you, there's a lot of good here, and that's a good sign. I think for you, the next step, let's get those timings better, less overextending. Remember, it's good to be aggressive, but you need to know when to fall back, okay? You do that, I think you're going to be a much, much better player, and you're going to keep going there. The mechanics are great already. Good flight control, good movement, good aim, all that. Next step is all about that. Set up your teammates, work on that stuff. You'll be in a good spot. Your comms are good too. Your comms are good in the game too, so I had no issues with that. All right, so keep at it. You will see a steady climb. You're already doing a great job, and I think you'll continue to get better. Just to start to pick up on some of that stuff, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video and you like me doing things like that, especially when I'm in the rank game too, let me know. Make sure to like the video. Like I said, leave a comment, sub to all my YouTubes. All that helps. If you want to submit your own Spectated, my description below has my Discord. That's where you do it. You can submit a bunch of stuff in my Discord for things. Go there. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. We also stream live on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day / night.